Hey everyone, it's Miss Gubrood. This video is on how to make tessellations. Now, I know you've done some tessellation work in art before, so that's great. And there's even a website, I think, that you worked on that you did it on the computer. We're going to try to do it on our paper today. So the thing you're going to need this grid paper. Now, I sent home a whole stack of this grid paper with you during supply pickup last Thursday. So you should have about, 5-6 sheets of this. Now, even after you make your tessellations, please don't recycle them because we'll use it a second time. We're going to use these same papers 2 times. So reduce, reuse, recycle. So find your paper. Then you also need a straight edge, and you also need a menagerie of colored pencils or markers or something to put some color on. You're not going to color every single one, but to put some color on. So here's what we're going to do. Let me tip this down so you can see. Here's what we're going to do. So you're going to decide what shape from the choices that I gave you in Google Classroom, or there's also a section that says choose your own. What shape do you want to make over and over and over? And that's what a tessellation is. It's the same shape over and over and over. So I'm going to start with an octagon. You can start anywhere on your paper. I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm going to start with my pencil so I can erase if I make a mistake. And I'm going to draw one side. I don't know if you can actually even see that. Oh yeah, you can. There it is. And then I'm going to draw the second side, but in an octagon, it's got to turn right away. So it goes across. Then I'm going to draw the third side. There it is again. And I'm going to draw the fourth side. And that one again goes straight across one of the lines. And the fifth line's right up with the grid. The sixth goes kitty corner across the grid. The seventh line's right up with the grid. And the 8 goes kitty corner across the grid. Now notice that a part of tessellations is you don't only follow the grid. You might have to go across, whoops, there we go. You might have to go across the grid. That's okay. So there's my start of my tessellation. There's one of my octagons. But the question is, what if I put an octagon right next to it? I'm going to start one of these flat ones, and then I'm going to use that as number 1. There's number 2. There's number 3. There's number 4. Number 5. Number 6. Number 7. Number 8. So I have 2 octagons right next to each other. I'm going to continue to make octagons right next to each other. That's what a tessellation is, right next to each other, and then see what design I make. So you get your paper and choose one design and start making. I'm going to be back in just a second after I've filled in a few and show you the next thing. All right, I'm back. You can see I made a whole bunch of octagons. And take a look at this. There's also another shape that you see appearing in between the octagons. The shape of an octagon lends itself to connecting over and over again on some sides, but you'll notice that it's also creating a square over and over and over in between the octagons. And that's okay because a tessellation can have 2 shapes or sometimes even 3. It's okay as long as it repeats and repeats and repeats. So you're going to do this 4 different times with different shapes. I chose octagon, and you can choose any of the ones that listed or other ones. You can make your own designs of a repeating shape that repeats and repeats and repeats. It's actually kind of fun and relaxing to do. Then you're going to choose one of your favorites, and you're going to color it in some way that kind of shows that repeating pattern. It doesn't have to be all the same color, but it just wants to highlight the pattern in kind of a cool way. A little bit like if you've ever seen the old video game named Q*bert. The little thing that Cubert jumps all around, and Google it up if you don't know what I'm talking about, is all a tessellation. They're repeating colors of squares and rhombi, which is the plural of rhombus. So you're going to choose one then and color it. I'm going to do that and get started, and then I'll show you here. So pause the video again. You continue to work, and then come back in just a second and see what I'm talking about with the colors. All right, so see what I did? I'm coloring it so that the pattern shows up, but it doesn't have to be all the same color. That might be boring. Now, once you have yours like this, if you'd like to then, before you take a picture and attach it to this assignment, if you'd like to turn it actually into something else, turn it into a picture and incorporate your tessellation in there, that would be amazing. So if you're like, oh man, I love getting creative, I love art, I love trying to create new things, go ahead and do that. If you're like, nah, I'm not really feeling creative today, I'm not really feeling it, you can just take a picture of your tessellation like this. It doesn't have to fill up the whole paper. It can't be like one or two either, though. But if you want to change it into something else, you're welcome to do that. So I'm actually going to pause and do that. I'm going to change mine into something. I'm going to try to think creatively, what can I change that into to incorporate it in and make it a part of another picture? All right. Now, I am not a super awesome artist, and I know a lot of you are, but you don't have to be a super artist to enjoy art. You don't have to be the world's most amazing artist to want to make art. It's not a competition. You do it for fun, for enjoyment, for kind of some self-discovery. So I chose to make all of my tessellation, my octagon tessellation, into a jumble of balloons. So you can make yours into a fancy picture if you want, or you don't have to, but please then use your device, take a picture of it, and attach it to this assignment. Have fun with today's assignment. See you later.